Hello, this is blind stand-up comedian J.R. Bjornson. I often perform under the name Blind Guy Comedy because my comedy relates to me being, well, blind. I was born with an eye condition called Peter's anomaly, and Peter's anomaly is scarring of the cornea, so a lot of my vision is heavily blurry and distorted. Like, as an example, I can't even see the camera from here. Like, the ring light behind the camera is so bright, I can't make out the camera. I just know to look straight ahead. I started Blind Guy Comedy back in 2020 during the global pandemic because me and a good friend of mine, Nick Thielen, wanted to bring comedy to people who couldn't go out of their houses because of the global pandemic. We launched Zoom Comedy, and it was a fun partnership on behalf of Blind Guy Comedy and NT Media. And people loved our comedy, and people loved the fact that we would reach out to other comedians and bring them on Zoom. We originally started in my shed because the pandemic was underway and there was not many restrictions yet. But before the restrictions came heavily strong, I would bring comedians into my shed and we would broadcast on Facebook Live through the Blind Guy Comedy Experience Facebook page. And it was really, really fun. It was a neat way to keep comedy going, especially in Red Deer, where Red Deer isn't exactly known for its top tier comedy because we're just a small little place, right? We got our open mics, but there's no dedicated space that can call itself a comedy club. So everybody at the time was hungry for laughs. Everybody wanted to do what they do, practice their craft. We did that for about a year, and then around 2021, me and Nick Thielen went back to our regular stand-up gigs. I have been performing comedy now for, which is amazing to believe, 8 years. I'm in the process of actually writing a book about my journey of comedy, what makes a great joke, but also I explain a lot of my jokes in my book. And I talk about why comedy makes me so happy. And the message at the end of the day is I perform comedy because I can't exactly make the best eye contact with anyone I'm talking to. So through the power of stand-up comedy, I am able to hear the smile when I tell a joke on stage and the crowd laughs, and I feel the energy of the crowd, and just laughter is my number one addiction. And to know that comedy brings people together, that's what Blind Guy Comedy is about. My jokes are very self-deprecating, obviously, being blind, right? I quit going to the gym, I wasn't seeing the results. Or sending unethical text messages to my wife on the bus with the love kind, you know, hey baby, what are you wearing, ? And just hearing the bus go quiet because while everybody else can text with their thumbs and fingers, I have to use my voice, and it makes for awkward situations. I don't actually text message erotically on the bus, but the joke is so hilarious to me, and then when I tell that joke on stage, it's hilarious to other people. My jokes are about what I've experienced being blind from birth as a person, but also as like, here's how I live with blindness. Yes, blindness can suck some days, but here's the upside to being blind, and here's the upside to my life. Blind Guy Comedy is a portion of myself that I play on stage. It's kind of a character, but this character is always learning lessons about being blind. He's always learning that wherever there's a will, there's a way, and he just wants everybody to succeed. And that's the character I am on stage. In real life, I am heavily visually impaired. I have an eye condition called Peter's anomaly, which is an undeveloped cornea, and the best way to describe it is if we open my eyes here and then uncomfortably zoom in, it's basically scars. It is scars on my cornea, and it's just like, I don't know how else to put it, my eyes didn't develop, and then my eyes shake uncontrollably. That is nystagmus. So the eyes move involuntarily. I don't give them consent to move, they just do that. Just like when they go to the back of my eye up here. They go into, a lot of people say they roll to the back of your head. Well, they actually just roll up here. They don't actually go to the back of my head. It just looks like that. And that part is also, I don't control that. That just does it on its own. If I work really hard, I can try to look straight ahead. But again, the eyes just move by themselves, and it's very difficult. I've learned so many great lessons being blind. I've also learned so many ways to cry because I'm blind, because that's sometimes how we deal with it. And with Blind Guy Comedy, I'm allowed to express my blindness to the world with a hint of humor, sharing my message with the world that because you're blind, it doesn't mean you're dumb, it doesn't mean you should give up. I share my message with the world like, hey, look what I've done, imagine what you can do. I share stories about being a radio broadcaster for 8 years. I share stories about having 5 kids, the dauntingness of being a blind parent, but most of all, it just brings me so much joy to hear people laugh, to hear people smile. It's kind of what Blind Guy Comedy is. He lives for the laughs, and I've been making money at stand-up comedy for about 5 years now, and let's just say starving artist is a real thing. But it's still fun, and yeah, I do Blind Guy Comedy, and I just want to reintroduce myself. This is J.R. Bjornson, and this is the Blind Guy Comedy YouTube channel. Sometimes I'll post little clips of my comedy here because I want it to live in a wonderful space like YouTube. If you're interested, click that subscribe button, and welcome to the journey. I will be uploading some comedy clips here in the weeks to come, as always. Thank you for watching, thank you for commenting, thank you for subscribing, and it's wonderful to meet you. Welcome to Blind Guy Comedy.